What's going on, faithful? What's going on? I know. What's going on, faithful? We're back again. Once again, we're back. I know that energy, but yes, Ready to Go 24/7 back, and of course, past, present, future is here. Okay, and we're gonna be talking about news, what's been going on, and of course, a little bit of news. There ain't that much going on right now, but we have a little bit of news to share around. And of course, we'll be talking about stuff that comes up in the podcast, or show, I should say. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon. We know it. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Ready and go, ready and go, ready and go, ready and go. Ready and go, ready and go, ready and go, ready and go. Yeah, you know what it is. Home of the West Coast offense. Frisco to Stockton, Modesto to Fresno, we get it poppin'. Reppin' my team, when you see me, you know everything. Ready and go, ready and go, ready and go. Go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, faithful, we are back. All right, we're doing it 24/7, and I am just sending out some links to people. That way, everybody be ready. So just bear with me, and I'll be right with you. Okay. Trying to remember all these emails. I got so many emails to remember. Okay, so give me 1 second, guys. I'll bear with you. I'm sorry for the delay. Bear with you guys. Hold on. All right. Of course, I got some things to remember, but yeah, I gotta go through all the emails first. Make sure I'm all good. All right. Sorry, guys, for the delay. Make sure I'm all good, and I know it's a little hectic. Okay, I found them. So make sure I have everything all squared away. All right, here we go. All right. All right. I know, guys. Just give me 1 second. I know it's a little hectic. I had a little late day start to this, so I'm sorry I didn't have everything all set up for you guys. My bad. But everybody seems to be good. And everybody seems to have their stuff ready to rock and roll. And we're good. Boom. Okay. Here we go. Okay, guys, you're getting links right now. You're getting links. So you guys know. All right. All right, here we go. All right. Links are sent. All right. Okay. Now, officially, get going now. I want to bring the first guy in, of course. He's already here. He's been talking to me before he went live. Of course, I'm talking about from California, Mattman.
Also known as Niner Matt 16 on TikTok, Matt Dennis 9 on X, and Matt Dennis 22 on the old Instagram. So y'all know who I am. If you don't, well then you need to know, because I'm one of the most, if not the most, diehard 49ers fan in the whole world. And we're on this podcast, and y'all should be watching it because we make great content. We're all very knowledgeable, every single one of us. Me, my boy Ryan, my boy Jake, and my boy Craig, along with the other guys, but there's too many to name, so I'm not going to name every single one of them. But
sorry.
Let's get you up to speed here. Our rookie, the linebacker from Oklahoma State, Nick Martin, broke his thumb. He's going to be out a little bit. But training camp don't start until next month, so he'll be all right. I do believe that he is going to be starting. I do believe the three linebackers.
Hold on.
I do believe the three linebackers
Sorry about that.
that are
Sorry about
going to
that.
be starting for us are Fred, Nick Martin, and D Winters. Now, that is just my opinion. Can't quantify it 100% for sure, but that's where my gut says. Now, there are a lot of new guys. We got a lot of free agents. Um, we signed a linebacker and a tight end. We signed a new kicker. We drafted a couple receivers. We signed that receiver that used to play for the Rams, and he's going to be suspended probably the first 4 or 5 games. So, our two rookie receivers, they got a lot of opportunity to get in the mix with First and Jawan, Ricky P, so, and also Jacob Cowan. George Kittle's going to be doing his thing. He's probably going to ring up 75, 80 catches between 1,100 and 1,300 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns. Now, I hope he can get to the 49er franchise record and break it. If he could get 14, I'd love that. Nothing, I love Vernon, but Kittle, I want to see Kittle break that.
Real quick, before you go on, all the way from Connecticut. Come on in, Rich.
How we doing, faithful?
Sorry, me.
What's up, Rich? Rich?
Sorry,
How we
me.
doing, man?
Trying to interrupt you, Matt.
Good.
Man, good. Sorry, Matt, man. Good.
Okay, so that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping this year the Kittle breaks the franchise record for touchdowns by a tight end. Love to see him get to 15, but we'll see.
Depending on when Ayuk comes back, that's totally possible.
CMC, he's going to be on a pitch count. He probably
Yep.
only get 20 touches a game. 15 runs and 5 passes.
I hope that's true. I hope Kyle can help himself because he usually can't. I want that to be so true because I don't trust Kyle. So until I see it, because I don't want him to break. I don't want him to break CMC again. I think if he manages him, he'll be around. He'll be around for the season.
Hey, he can manage him. He can manage him better than he did last year, and he can still get 1,500 yards and like 12 or 13 touchdowns. He can manage him, and he can still do that. He's still going to put up all pro numbers, even at a lower pitch count.
Yeah, well, like we talked about before, as long as he's rushing over 5 yards a carry and catching over 8, it's good.
Yeah, like 1,000 yards rushing, 40 catches, 500 yards receiving, and 13 touchdowns. Jawan's going to get his 70 plus catches. He probably scores 6 or 7 touchdowns. And if Ricky really evolves, he's gonna be 1,000-yard receiver with 6 to 7 touchdowns.
I don't even want to talk about him until he practices. I'm so like,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to talk about stats for him until he's actually on a field, can actually practice and do something that it's so,
mundane.
It's just like, it's frustrating because you want the guy to do well. He's the number one pick he's the number one draft pick on the team. You want him to do well, and then it's another hamstring. When it's 2 years in a row, that's not a flash in the pan. That's something something's wrong. Especially if it's the same one. Especially if it's the same one from last year. No, to me, it tells me the guy doesn't know how to friggin' train. Guy needs a new trainer. Because it's like,
I think it would be great if Jacob Cowling, who has shown vast improvement so far in mini camps, I want to see if he can. We can do some of those bubble screens with him behind the line or right there, and just let him make a move because that's what Richie James was supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm also hoping that that now Brock wasn't coming off a season with an arm injury, that he actually will be able to, he's going to come back healthy and be able to throw the ball a little bit better than he did last year. I'm really hoping for him as far as that goes, and that we can stretch the offense a little bit, and Cowing and Watkins will be down the field a little bit, because I want to see Cowing and Ricky running down the field, and I want Juwan and Kittle doing cross patterns underneath, catching everything underneath. That's the dream scenario. Is if they're open, chuck it deep. If they're not, you got the two guys underneath.
And then we also got the second and third running backs.
Yep.
I want to see if IG can do a little CMC/juice work. I want to see him go in between the tackles. I want to see him go out for a few passes. I want to see if he can be a battering ram, and then when he's wide open, I want him to take it to the house every time.
He doesn't run behind his pads. That'd be my only reservation about him in the box. I think Jordan James is going to be the guy in the box. On the edges and in the pass game is where Garendo is going to shine. That's his place. I don't. He's not. He just doesn't look natural running between the tackles. You look at him, he's straight up and down. He's like this. He runs like this, man. And it's like, dude, he's gonna get killed like that.
Yeah, and he's got the 4.3 speed, but he's got the fullback frame. I mean,
yeah, but
200. He's almost 240 pounds.
Yeah, but those dudes get hit in the ribs, man. They don't run down. That's where I think Jordan James is really going to be that guy. He's smaller. He's a run first guy. That's the thing. I mean, I think between Garendo and James, the two of them add up to like what CMC is. Not one of them could do anything in his absence. You need both of them. You need both of them. One needs to run, one needs to pass. One can do both, but I really want to see Garendo on the edges. If they run Garendo like Mostert, there's where you really got some possibilities there with that speed. I mean, freaking Mostert was like a special teams player before Kyle got him running on the edges. I mean, think about that. Here's a career special teamer who at 28 or 29 finally breaks out because he's fast and guy realizes how to use him.
Yeah, his first year with us, he was on his way to a 1,000-yard season. He broke his arm.
Yeah. Freak accident,
Yeah. Then the next year, in 19, he goes nuts. And, I don't remember what the total number was, but he was about 1,000 yards rushing and 400 yards receiving. And I think somewhere around, 12 touchdowns?
I don't remember the number. I don't remember the number. I just remember going, who the hell is this guy? Because he hits the edge so fast. Even now, I mean, what is he? The Raiders? I think he's on the Raiders.
I don't remember who he signed with.
I think he's with the Raiders. I bet you he tears it up, just hitting edges for the Raiders.
Well, he better, because he's better than any of the running backs that they have. I mean,
yeah.
That what's his name, Zach, or whatever, the one dude that's really fast, but
I know I can't think of his name either. I'm totally blanking right now. It must be that whole Friday thing.
Yeah.
Stop laughing over there, Ryan.
But yeah, their running game is booty. Oh wait, no, never mind. They got Genty. So
yep.
He's gonna be their number one running back.
TGRF. Thank God it's Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time I look at that guy, all I can think of is Trent Richardson. That's all I look at him, and that's all I think of.
That's messed up.
It sucks, man. I look at him and I'm like, that muscled up guy that's great in college, but just gets killed in the pros. I hope I'm wrong. Because he like I said, he looks like I look at him and I'm like, there's Trent Richardson 2.0.
Well, a lot of people weren't sure about MJD from UCLA, and he proved everybody wrong. I'm hoping Genty. I don't like the Raiders, but I hope Genty has a good year. You know.
Only time I watched the Raiders was when Jerry Rice was playing for him. So
Well, you know, my family was like half and half. You know, I mean, I got some other family that likes the Lions or the Bears or something, but for the most part, my family is all Niners and Raiders fans.
yep.
All right. So, what's going on, Rich?
Not
Hold on,
much, man.
man.
How are you?
All right, man.
Where's the rest of the crew?
Well, I know Jake said something about his messenger is messed up. He didn't put it that way, but that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
So I said we'd be able to make a show though, but he didn't answer me back. So I'm waiting for him to answer back. He might not be able to make it, but I don't know.
So his emails broke too?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But
No.
I
All good,
know
man.
I know Dion. He got a message earlier, but I gave him the link and everything, so hope he pops in. But it might be just us three. That's all
Yeah,
good.
that's fine. That's all good.
Um, basically, I know the only news that I was talking to Matt before we went live. That the only news I know is about what Trent Williams said about, of course, Nick Martin. He broke his
Yep.
thumb. He broke his thumb.
Yep.
So and weightlifting too. Weightlifting. So
Well, it was kind of sarcastic, so they thought it might have not been from weightlifting. He was doing something stupid, and they're calling it weightlifting, so he still gets paid, which
I'm
is
not.
fine.
I'm.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want to get in trouble. Him in trouble or us in trouble.
No, I
So
don't either. Who cares? I mean, the guys were talking about it. I mean, Kruger was talking about it today. I was watching his piece on it today, and
Okay,
it-
guys.
what's up?
Sorry. Then go ahead, finish up. I want to bring something up, but go ahead, finish what you were saying, Rich.
no, man, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I saw something on TikTok from our boy CG, and it was the top 10. Somebody put out a top 10 list of quarterbacks.
Yeah, you can resist the one. You
Now,
can resist it.
I thought this was pretty funny. Now, the top 3 people on the list, I have no problem with. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, no problem. But at number 4 is where I have the problem. Dak frickin' Prescott at number 4. I'm sorry. You are not in the top 10. You are barely in the top 20. I don't care. And for if we all my friends that are Cowboy fans, I'm going to tell you this right now. Dak is worse than Tony Romo. I don't care what y'all say.
He is.
Dak is trash.
Look, you know my feeling about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
I hate the Dallas
All of us feel
Cowboys.
yes. Yes.
And
All
when
day, every day, twice on Sunday.
and see, there's my twice on Sunday. I always tell people that I'm a 49ers fan and whoever's playing the Cowboys.
Yes.
And then when we beat them, it's like winning twice because I hate them.
Yeah.
Now,
Just like the Rams, just like the, Packers, all them people.
yeah, I mean, in the '90s, I hated the Packers when Brett Favre was playing for them. He kept us out of the '96 Super Bowl. Um,
Yeah. Because of Adam Walker.
yeah.
Ugh.
Dak Prescott.
I still have nightmares about that.
The problem with Dak Prescott is he's mid and he's making a lot of money. That's the problem. He's mid. He's not great. He plays well. He plays well when the team's good, but he's a pick waiting to happen. He is a pick waiting to happen, and his playoff record is shit. So I mean that's the easiest way to sum him up.
As far as I know, he's never won a playoff game.
I don't think so, but he's horrible. Romo put up way more better stats. That's the thing. Romo way better arm, and he was so good, when it came to just chucking the ball around. When it felt like it was like high school, dirt in the ground football, he was good. I don't think he was not good in like a structured offense. He was good when he was, like I said, he's running around doing kind of stuff that Brock kind of did last year. That's where he was always kind of good. Good arm, really good arm, pretty accurate. Threw some picks, but for the most part, he's pretty accurate. Dak, man, I don't know if it's a psyche thing with him. I just not a fan. I don't look at him and go, oh man, I'd love to have that guy playing quarterback for my team. You know, you know what I mean? When you look around the league, and you go, okay, who would I rather have? You're like, would I rather have that guy than what we've got? And I'm like, nope. Nope.
Okay. How about this? I would take, at this current time, if they were younger or like, in their 20s when they first came in the NFL, I would take Sean Hill. I would take
You mean over Dak?
Jeff Garcia, yes. Jimmy G. Like as soon as the Patriots drafted him, if we drafted him that year,
yeah,
I would take Jimmy G over Dak. Even now, I'll take Jimmy G over Dak.
Yeah, you know what, Jimmy, he I think it comes across as that guy that's I'm good at football, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
I'm good, but yeah, you know what, I can take it or leave it.
He was, he played both ways at in college.
Jimmy was never the same after he blew his knee out. He just never was the same.
No,
Mobility was gone.
no.
Mobility was gone, and he constantly threw off his back foot the last 2 years he was playing for us, and it made his arm like come across as weak. And he actually has a good arm, but if you watch him throw off his back foot, throw off his back foot, throw off his back foot, you're like, Jimmy, you're killing me.
Look at that throw. Look at that throw versus the Rams, that 45, 50-yard dart to Sanders. Good Lord.
When he would take a 3 to 5 step drop, plant the back leg and just pop it, was always a good tight throw, and you got to have a good arm to throw over the middle. Look, he threw some picks but you know what? When you're throwing over the middle, you're in the danger zone, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not like you're, he's actually underrated a little bit for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, after he blew that leg out, he wasn't mobile anymore, and it was too bad. I mean, and it's funny when he got in after Trey got hurt, he was playing well with CMC.
Oh yeah.
Before he busted that foot, look, I'm telling you right now, I feel like if Jimmy could have played in that Super Bowl, we'd probably win that game. I think we win that game with Jimmy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then guess what? And then guess what? Jimmy's the starter right now, not Brock. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well,
that would be what's going on right now. But instead, Jimmy's making whatever he's making to sit on the Rams and chill out and make money.
I think they're paying him $10 million.
Yeah, so he's getting $10 million to chill out.
Yeah,
Stafford doesn't get hurt a lot, so he's good.
No,
he's on easy street. He's like, I get $10 million to just chill, and I live in LA.
And I guarantee you, he still has a chunk of that big contract that we gave him.
Look, Jimmy's probably made $150 million in his NFL career, right? He made $150 million.
More than that, because that contract we gave him was 127 or 128.
Yeah, but he didn't make a ton on the Patriots before that. He was probably only making $4 or $5 million a year. So
no, because he was this
backing up Brady.
Yeah, he was like the fourth round draft pick.
Yeah,
so he probably signed like a 4-year deal worth about 10.
Yeah. So now, like
and then they traded him to us.
I mean, I don't know how much the Raiders are still paying him on that big deal that he had from them, because I don't know if there were outs in that when they traded him no, they cut him. They cut him and then he went to the Rams. So I don't know if there's still any pay, but still, I'm figuring he's made about $150 million.
That was a 3-year, $70 million deal.
Yeah. So and I don't know where the outs were on that, but man, oof. They screwed him though, man. That was rough, man. You can't have freaking Antonio being the coach of that team.
Well, you know what? This is the funny thing about Raider fans. They actually think Aiden, what's his name, is better than Jimmy G. I'm like, no, he's not. No. No, no. Aiden O'Connell is not better. It's not even close, bro.
You know what? It's the way the Patriots fans think Drake May is something. It's the
No.
same kind of deal.
Hey, no, 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 no. Drake May can run, and Drake May has a cannon. He's he's kind of Josh Allen like. Okay,
So it's only going to take him 4 or 5 years to be good. Josh
I'm
Allen wasn't that good for like 4 or 5 years. He threw a lot of picks. He ran hard. He
he
played
did, but
played hero ball.
he did, but he was running for almost 1,000 yards
Yeah.
and scoring. He was scoring a lot of touchdowns.
Yep.
You know, he was throwing like 15 picks, but he was throwing 20 something touchdowns and running in 10.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm I'm just saying the upside was there.
You think Brock throws over 30 touchdowns this year?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said,
We're going to
if
need it.
George Kittle can do what I think he can do this year and get 14 or 15 touchdowns and break and set the all-time record for 49ers tight ends. Oh yeah.
The only reason he hasn't is because he's been blocking so much in his career. I'm
Yeah.
hoping now with the guy we signed that Kittle's going to be in the passing game now. He'll be a key component, and
Yeah, is
especially
that
no Ayuk.
Luke Farrell.
Yeah, especially with no Ayuk in there.
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you, with no Ayuk, Kittle's our best receiver. He's the best receiver on the team, and it's like
He's been the best receiver. He's been the best receiver on our team since his second year. I don't
yeah,
care
that's
what
fair.
anybody says.
That's fair.
I
That's
don't care
fair.
what anybody says.
No, that's fair.
He's
That's actually fair. That's fair because they've had a lot of guys in and out. As far as that, I mean, then because
Debo was a
look,
really good rookie.
but you know what, Debo's he's not a great receiver. He's an all
No.
around kind of player.
Yeah.
His hands are terrible.
Yeah.
And his route running was terrible. The best thing about Debo is when after you got the ball in his hands.
Right. As soon as you got the ball in his hands, he could make
Then he
something
was
happen.
otherworldly. Ayuk is the opposite of him. Ayuk's good at getting separation. Ayuk's good at getting open, but after he catches the ball, he doesn't have breakaway speed. So that was always the problem with Ayuk is he catch the ball, he'd make a great play, but he couldn't run away with it. That's Ayuk's issue. And it's like, man, why can't we get a guy that can do both?
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I'm going to say. Even if he can't break away and score a touchdown, he would at least break away and get 30, 40 yards.
Oh no, absolutely. He just like it was like if he was catching in he doesn't have breakaway speed, and it's not a bad thing. He gets open and he's a good route runner. That's why he gets open. But but after he catches the ball, he can't just like tear it out and buzz down the field for 50 yards, no problem.
Yeah,
he gets caught.
Yeah,
but his hands and his wingspan. The best thing, Ayuk too, man. That guy's wingspan is crazy.
Yeah, and this is the thing that I kind of compare him. He's kind of a mishmash of Anquan Bolden and Fitzgerald because he's got the really super long arms like Fitzgerald, but he's built more like Anquan Bolden. And that's why he doesn't have like breakaway speed, because I love Anquan Bolden, but Anquan Bolden wasn't like, he was super fast when he went to Florida State.
But his first couple years in the Cardinals.
But after he injured his knee at Florida State, he wasn't the same guy. Now,
didn't he blow his ACL on the Cardinals before he came to us?
I think he did, yeah.
I think he had an ACL year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for him, great hands. Great hands, didn't have great speed. But he was really good at positioning his body to get open. That was the biggest thing with him. He was like the Charles Barkley of frickin' wide receivers. He was good at bodying a guy and then getting separation to catch the ball. That's one of the things I always liked about him.
And when he was with us, I mean, shoot, we let him go. Like, nah, bro, you should have kept him.
He was the only solid receiver we had that was good. Because wait, he was Moss on the team with him too? I always get those guys backwards. Wasn't Moss in there someplace? And what's that dude's
No,
name?
no, Moss was in on the Super Bowl year.
Yep.
Bolden was still on the Ravens. It was the
Okay.
next year that we got Bolden.
Then we got Bolden, and
So
then we had
we
what's
had
what's his
Bolden,
name
we
from
had
the
Bolden and
Browns,
Crabtree.
and then we had
We
what's
had
his name from the Browns, right? He was there, but he didn't play. I can't remember his name. Knee problem too. The heck was that receiver's name? I'm losing my mind right now.
Brain farts.
we
Brain
had
farts.
we had those two, and we had Mario Manningham
Yeah, who was
and
done?
God, it wasn't.
What the heck is that guy's name? He played for the Cleveland Browns and he blew his knee.
And
Oh
he went to Michigan.
yeah, I can't think of his name though.
Braylon Edwards.
Yes, and he stunk for us, and Manningham
Yeah.
stunk for us too, and it was like
Every time Alex Smith put the ball in his hands, or no, Kaepernick put the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Kaepernick
It's
didn't
like,
have any
bro.
touch, man. If you couldn't catch the ball, I mean Vernon
Oh
was a
yeah,
body catcher. Vernon was a body catcher, and
yeah,
he could still catch Kaepernick. But he was
yeah.
the only
You're
one. Nobody else could catch Kaepernick's balls. They were terrible.
well, no,
He threw so hard. He threw so hard.
Crabtree was catching him all right.
Yeah.
Um, but the two best were Vernon and Anquan, because those guys got those guys got gloves for hands.
Yeah. Vernon, the glove was on his chest because he
Yep.
was a chest grab and trap guy. Ugh. Love Vernon Davis.
Yeah, I'll let you guys chop it up at this. So, dude, I just found something I couldn't believe I found. I cannot believe myself.
What's that?
You guys were talking about Grappa earlier. Okay.
Yep.
He signed with, of course, the Rams. We all remember that, right?
Yep.
It was 1 year.
Okay, hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Hey, man, when we wait till you get back? Hello? I know I got my thing off. When you wait till I get back? Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait till you get back. Dude, it's insane what I just found. I couldn't believe it. I looked at it. Wow. I'll let Matt know too. Because that's insane. It is. I cannot believe that. Nothing bad that happened though. Nope. Not bad to a human being. Put it that way. It's all about money, really. It's all about money. But that's insane. But yeah, man. I don't think anybody's gonna show up. So
Okay.
if you
Dion
want
and
to
Jake are out.
yeah, I think Dion hasn't showed up. I know he hasn't answered me back either. So
Okay.
first of all, I'm gonna say you guys, thank you very much for showing up today. Thank you very much for your time.
No, I love it,
All
man.
right. All
Look,
right.
man, got the Got 5 t-shirt on just for the Niners tonight.
Got 5, baby. Hopefully.
Yeah. The back of this t-shirt's got all the Super Bowl rings.
Oh man. Where'd you get it from?
I can't even remember. It's old. But
Oh,
it's like you said, it says got 5 on the back. It says we do, and then it's got all the 49ers Super Bowl rings.
okay. I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's something that happened actually this past week, right? Um, you guys can't see it there really. But the shirt got ripped this week. The shirt got ripped. It got ripped across the side right here. This side got ripped. It got ripped like halfway.
Oh
I
boy.
said, my wife goes, throw it away. I am not throwing the shirt away. I knew you're watching, babe. I knew you're probably watching this right now, but I'm not throwing it away. You know what I did? Went to my mother. Mothers know best. Mothers help you out whenever you need
Mom
help.
sewed it up.
Yep, she sewed it right up for me. And
That's awesome.
Dude, don't even look like it's been ripped. It looks so beautiful.
That's cool.
So it has nothing on the back. It's just a plain old San Francisco 49er shirt. I love the shirt. It fits me so well. It's so big. And thanks, Mom. Shout out to my mom. But yeah, she helped me out with it. And yeah, man, I wish I had something like that on my back. All the championships. But anything you need,
Yeah. I still have my Super Bowl 29 t-shirt. I've never worn it. It hangs on it hangs on a hanger in my closet.
Hey, keep it nice and fresh.
It's funny. Like I said, I've never worn that shirt.
Wow, man.
And I know I bought it. I still have the hat somewhere. The hat I wore to death. Sweated it all out and everything, but
The only
it's
time I
but
wear this one, I know I got my hand right now. The only time I wear this one is when we're playing at nighttime or daytime. We win. We win, I wear it. But I don't like to wear it
yep.
if we lose. I don't like to wear it when we lose. I just don't like to wear it. It gives
Yeah.
me, I don't know. I'm superstitious like that. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's the way I am. That's the way I am.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I love this one shirt I have. I love it. It's a long sleeve, has championships on it, has all the dates and shit on the back of it,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
and I'm pretty sure I don't know if you saw it yet, but it has all the pictures and stuff on the front, all the legends. So I have that on the
Oh,
front.
that's cool.
So I'll be wearing it this year. This year, don't worry about that. I'll be celebrating with it. But dude, if somehow we make that Super Bowl, I'm going nuts. I don't care. I'm drinking.
Well, and like I said, it's in the Super Bowl's at Levi's, so that'd be the part that would be cool.
Yep, and the first team ever do it, of course, was Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. They win their own stadium. That's the first team ever do it. I was hoping we would have been, but oh well.
Nah.
We just had a bad year. I should say bad last year because I know the last few years were good. Just fact, injuries killed us. Injuries killed us.
Well, did you see this week on ESPN, Keyshawn Johnson, I guess, came out and was basically saying the 49ers are, the Super Bowl window's wide open.
I didn't see that. No, I did not see that.
No. Yeah, basically Keyshawn's, oh, the team's good. They still got everything there, Oh, starting all those young guys, man, they got a chance, as good a chance as everybody else. And I'm like, man, cut it out.
I know. Please don't
Cut it
jinx.
out.
Please don't jinx. That's
Yeah,
why
cut it
I'm
out.
not sweating nothing right now until we start playing, dude.
No, I'm not either. And I mean, the thing I'm worried about right now is that, and I was thinking about the other day, is this team, every time they start doing something well, they get a little chirpy and they start talking stuff, and then all of a sudden they get blown out in some game they shouldn't have lost.
Dude,
That's been something that's been a big deal during Kyle's tenure, and I'm hoping that this team just grinds, stays humble, and just kicks ass. That's what I want to see out of this team.
I know.
Not getting all chirpy and talking shit when they won a couple games. With the easiest schedule in the league.
You gotta realize though, because I know in OTAs we're not pushing hard enough like we usually are. It's because of no pads. You gotta wait for pads to go on and damn people. Okay, the
No,
players have more
absolutely.
pads. They play harder. And everybody's saying, "Oh, we're playing too soft." You have
Screw that,
pads on.
man.
You have pads on to
No,
do that.
no. OTAs, you just want all the guys there. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it. All the guys there. Nobody
Chemistry.
hurt.
Chemistry.
Nobody hurt. Everybody gets to meet each other and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Go away for the summer. Come back. Get ready to grind.
Chemistry. It's all about chemistry. Building that chemistry. And of course, Trent Williams, Trent Williams and Mikael Williams already have the chemistry. They're already feeling each other already. So
No, it's cool. That was cool because you know what? Honestly, I've always thought of Trent as kind of like a mercenary and not really a team guy.
mm-hmm.
And to see him there at OTAs, talking up guys, talking to Williams like you were talking about, going out and having an interview and talking about Nick Martin this week.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff that's leadership, and that's something that I honestly I've never really seen out of Trent Williams. I was really happy to see it.
Wow.
I've never really thought of him as a leader. He's just a mercenary. I feel like if somebody else offered him 10 cents more, he'd go to that team. He's just not that guy.
Hmm.
And that's cool. Whatever. Do you get your bag. But I've just never, Bosa kind of same way. The Bosas, if the Niners wanted to renegotiate with Nick Bosa, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm ready to go somebody anywhere else that'll give me $1 more than what you're giving me. So let's go."
Cool.
Those are the only two guys. Everybody else, I don't really think about like that. Kittle renegotiated because he wanted to be a career Niner, which I love.
Welcome back, my man. Welcome back, man.
What's up?
Yeah, I gotta take care of this
help
drink
with the
real quick. I'll be
groceries
back in a
for a
little bit.
minute.
I'll be back in a little bit, okay, guys? I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah, Matt, doing the duties.
Yeah.
Yeah, my significant other's out of town, so all week I've just been freaking fending for myself. So
Hey, I love that because if let's say I had to work and everybody wanted to go on a trip or something, right? Well, what am I gonna do? Oh, I got some microwavable burritos. I can make quesadillas. It's not a big deal.
Oh no, it's been a chill week. It's been chill.
You know what? I need to wash some clothes. Let me just I'll go throw a load in, blah blah blah. Real easy, wake up in the morning, whenever. Of course I can never sleep. I can never really sleep in ever. Like I went to bed at 2 and I was up at 6:30, so
Yeah, I used to do it like quite a bit. Now I'm like, midnight. I need midnight. I need 6 hours of sleep. That makes me work.
well, I've been living on, and then, everybody says, "Oh, well, if you're living if you're only getting that much sleep, then that means you're really not in good shape." I'm like, "Shut up.
No,
Just
you know
shut
what?
up."
Some people are just high functioning like that, and that's how they roll. I mean, whether say what you want about our current president. That guy sleeps 4 hours a night, and he's freaking 80 years old. So what do you want to say? Whether you like him or not, guy is
Yeah.
high functioning.
Yeah.
Some people are just like that. Some people need more sleep than others. What's that jersey?
Oh, it's a Kittle t-shirt jersey.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't I
I
don't
can
know
just not make out the number.
I don't know where my Kittle jersey is. I have a black one,
Oh, okay.
a replica, and I don't know where it is. The only one I actually know where it is my Alex Smith.
Yeah, I've got red, and I've got Nike red Alex Smith and Reebok white Alex Smith, and then
I
I got a Reebok Frank Gore.
I think mine is the Nike a Nike Home Authentic.
And it's funny. I actually like the Reebok ones better. Like the fit on them and the way they looked. I like the Reebok ones better.
I got to look at it again. It might be a Reebok. I don't even remember. All
You
I
can usually
know is
tell
that
like the mesh ones. The mesh ones were the Reebok ones, and the Nike ones were the solid material.
yeah. But anyways, I went to the outlet today because I needed a new pair of shoes because I haven't had a new, like, except for two pairs of and ones that I bought like when I first started working at Food for Less. So I went and caught me a new pair of J's.
Nice,
Yeah, they were only $75.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get like the whatever the new, but I can't afford the ones that are like $400. I can't afford those, so I get the 100 and whatever $160 ones. But
I
to
hate
get a
spending that much money on shoes at all. Period. So I can't even.
but these they're so comfortable, because like Jordans are made narrow, so I have to get bigger size. Like these ones are 11 and a half, and you know I measure 9.5, 10, but I have to get them like 11 and a half because my feet are so wide.
Yeah, I got wide feet too. So you'll laugh. I wear old school cons. I wear old school cons because they're wide enough for my feet and
What
I fit in them.
the fabric ones, like the
Yeah,
the
$55,
uh yeah.
$55.
The
My,
last pair of Converse I had, I got them at DSW when I lived with my mom and dad in Ohio.
yep.
Because I got a gift card, I got a couple gift cards, and my grandparents send me, that year they sent me a check for $500, and I was like, oh, I'm about to go to the mall and I'm gonna get some Jordans, and my dad's like, you better not. Actually, I think I said I was gonna get some LeBrons, even though I'm more of a Jordan fan,
Yep.
but LeBrons are Jordan, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
God, I'm thinking about the last time I bought basketball sneakers. It was the '80s, and I got the purple, yellow, and freaking white freaking Converse that
Converse, the Magic
Magic
Johnson ones,
Johnsons. Yeah, that's the last time I bought sneakers. Bought basketball sneakers,
dude.
and I
So
was in high school then. So
okay, so I had the I had the soft fabric Converse when I was younger,
yep,
and once I got into older, like sixth, seventh grade, my mom and dad finally started buying me like those kind of shoes. So I had the Patrick Ewings, the black neck. They're called Next.
yep,
They had the 33 on them, so I had those. I had the LJs, the Converse React, the Converse React juice with
yep.
the Charlotte Hornets colors and the little string shoelace protector with the number 2 on it. Um, oh, one of my favorite pairs of shoes of all time. I had the Andre Agassiz. Oh
Really?
man, they were, bro, they were so bad. They were white, but they also had like a fluorescent orange and pink on them. They were sick, bro. Like,
Just like Agassi shorts. Yep.
no, they were bad,
Those
bro.
were
Like,
Nike, right? Those were Nike,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He Agassi was a Nike guy,
Yep.
and this is also another thing. He's my favorite tennis player of all time. I don't watch tennis. I watched Agassi.
Yeah, he had a lot of swag. He had a lot of
Yeah,
swag, and he played. He played. I mean, he played in the Pete Sampras era, man. I mean, Sampras
he
was
just
great.
that's the thing. Like, people forget that if there was no Pete Sampras, Agassi would have won all those titles.
That's true.
Agassi was the best tennis player not named Pete Sampras at that
Yeah,
time.
he had a lot of swag, and he could do stuff on a tennis court that you weren't supposed to be able to do. I mean, I'm remembering that time where you probably remember too, where he was backwards, ball goes, he's between his legs, and he just swats the thing between his legs, goes back over, and makes the point.
Dude,
You're like, come on.
he was serving he was serving 120-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, and you go, ah. I was like, wow.
He was the first tennis player with swag. That's why everybody, that's why he stood out.
Hey, he's in the tennis Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's only a couple other players that I think are even
Yeah, but think
that are
about it.
better. Like,
Think about it. You're in the Andre Agassi, Steffi Graf house, and you're Andre Agassi, and you're the second best tennis player in your house.
well,
I'm just saying. I
I
mean,
know, but like, hey, like Serena said, if she played, what's his name, Andy Murray, she would lose to him 6-0, 6-0 in like 10 minutes. If Steffi played her husband, he would whoop that tail.
yep.
And, like, that's what I think that's what gets lost in all these major discussions. It's like, oh, why can't you just call them the best? No. No, because it's different strength, it's different, everything's different, you know? So I always laugh when people want to make that argument that, you know, oh, that remember the old thing from the 50s? I can do anything you can do better. I can
Oh yeah.
do anything better than you. Like,
Okay.
Gotta be humor. Gotta bring humor.
Okay. All right. Back to Ninerland. Ryan, you're back. What are
Sorry
we
about that.
doing?
Had to
What
deal
are we
with
doing in
kids.
Ninerland?
Gotta do my kids. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Okay, before you left, like I was saying to you, Matt and Rich, I even said it to Rich when you stepped away. Thanks for your time there, Matt. Thanks for your time coming on here, man. Um, but I found something that I didn't know about until now, and actually, they actually probably did it last month. I ain't knew anything about it. But How much did we charge? I don't know how much it was. Jimmy Garoppolo a year for us. What was his contract per year, yearly?
I don't remember the per year, but it was 126. Maybe it was 5 for 126.
Okay, five
I think,
21.
I think it was 5 for 126.
How much was he yearly though? Base
I don't
yearly.
know. Break it down. What's that? 26 mil, right? Five times 525. So, 25.2
25.
million.
Okay, 25. Good. Okay. All right. Now last year, of course, he signs a 1 year contract. Of course, with our truly on our side is the Rams. He signed a 1 year deal for 3 million, 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 million. Signing bonus was 1.7. Yeah, 1.7 million, whatever you want to call it, bonus. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the guarantee was 3,500,000. Now, what I just found, it was unbelievable. Did you guys know he signed with the Saints?
No. When?
He signed with the Saints last month, May 25th, 2025. Done deal. Jimmy Garoppolo signs a 4 year contract with New Orleans Saints, worth 105 million.
No,
Okay,
that's junk. That's
I'm br-
garbage.
I'm bringing it down for you. A stunning is a stunning move that sends shockwaves through the NFL. Veteran quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo has signed a 4 year contract worth 105 million contract with New Orleans Saints, officially becoming the team's new starting quarterback. The deal, which includes 72 million guaranteed money, marks a significant shift in Saints quarterback strategy and signals their commitment to returning playoff contention. What do you guys think about that? I couldn't believe myself. I was like,
I think
wow.
it's fake. I think it's fake.
It's all over. It's all over. As soon as you put it on there for Jimmy Garoppolo signs a new contract, it's on all over Google. It's all over the place. It's everywhere.
Is it? This
I must have missed that because
It's on here.
there's like a Jimmy Garoppolo thing on TikTok, and it pops up on my feed, and it just shows him wearing the Rams jersey.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that's like some AI fake thing.
You sure
Because
it's AI?
he's the back. Yeah, because he's backup for the Rams. He's the backup
Yeah.
quarterback from the Rams. Had they
Yeah.
traded, they said if they traded Stafford that he was probably going to be the starter this year.
Okay. Okay. I'll take your
You
word
know?
for it. It's a
Yeah,
fake.
because
I found out. I'm like, I couldn't believe myself. I was wow.
Stetson Bennett is not ready to be the backup.
No, supposedly, Jameis Winston was trying to get out of his contract with the Giants to go back to the Saints. And really, they don't even need him. If you're gonna groom Dart, you might as well start Russ, let Dart play, and let Jameis go because you don't need to pay him.
Yeah.
Overpriced. Yeah,
And I love Jameis. Jameis is one of my guys. So, but I think
if he threw half the picks,
if the Giants cut him, you know where he should go? Because he'll start.
He'd start for the Saints.
He should go to Jacksonville.
No, because he's not going to start. He's not going to start over what's his name, Trevor Lawrence or whatever. Yeah, he's
no, but they're going to be There's going to be plenty of opportunity for him to play though, because Trevor Lawrence, he thinks he's he's got the golden gun, and he takes wild chances deep.
Yep, he does.
So, let's say they start off 0-5. If they start off 0-5, I don't care about that dang contract. They'll go if they have Jameis Winston being the backup quarterback, they'll go to Jameis, especially if they're down 30-0.
Yeah, that new coach, he's going to really need some good quarterback play. I mean, that's why he's there. That's why he's there. So I don't think they would bail. I don't think they would bail on Lawrence that quick. That'd be my only.
I think Trevor is showing that he is one of the worst number one picks ever.
I think he's terrible. So it's tough for me to. I've been trying to be nice, and he's terrible. You know why? He's big. He's got a big arm, so he gets more chances than guys that don't. That's just he looks the part. He looks the part. He can't play the part. What's that say?
He
What's that
he
saying?
he looks like Tarzan.
Tarzan
Tarzan
plays
plays
like
like
Jane.
Jane.
That's that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's him.
Yep. Yep.
Well, yeah, you guys are bouncing off each other work perfect, don't you? Like you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where you look at him, and if you were like, "Hey, that looks like a quarterback," and then you watch him play, and you go, "Well, he throws picks like a bad quarterback." Ugh.
Terrible. Like, horrible. Like he's horrific.
I just hope that
And
coach. I hope that coach gets a chance. That if Lawrence, sucks it up this year, that quarterback actually gets a chance to draft his own guy and try something else, because it sucks. You basically get 2.5 to 3 years to prove yourself as a coach, especially a first time coach. As far as a
yeah,
head coach, and you're saddled with that as your quarterback. It's like,
yeah.
it's like you're wrestling with the whole, yeah, I want to be a head coach. Do I want to go here? Look, Aaron Glenn went and took what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Quarterback played for Pittsburgh last year before Russ. Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. So Fields, Aaron Glenn said, Aaron Rodgers, get out of town. I want my guy.
Him 40,
And
like
that's
3 years, $40 million. So Justin Fields is gonna be, he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants,
yep. And he
like he
gets a
was.
chance.
Yeah,
You know, that's the
he
one thing that's going to be good for Aaron Glenn.
Justin Fields. It feels to me like he is a more athletic Russell Wilson.
Well, he's bigger too. I mean, I was thinking of him more like a mobile Jameis. He's got a big arm. He's athletic and he moves well. And maybe he'll be all right
Hey,
there. He looked good before they threw Russ in,
Jameis is mobile. He got lazy.
and his arm is so good. He relies on it. He throws the ball so well. Oh man, he has a great arm. Throws a lot of touchdowns, but he throws a lot of picks.
But
Trust that arm too much.
if Fields can mix and match when he wants to run and throw in a big 50-yarder down, 50, 60-yarder down the field,
Yep.
the Jets will be good.
Yeah.
It saddened me a couple weeks ago that one of my quarterbacks from Florida State had to retire. Young dude, like, he had one of those injuries, and Brian is, of course, a fan of the team that injured him. It was the Florida State game, and it was back and forth, and then we got up by like 10, and then the guy made the tackle, and he drug him down like Bo Jackson got dragged down,
That
and he
sucks.
broke his leg, and he was working on coming back. He missed all last year, his rookie year, and he was working on coming back. And I guess I saw it on Twitter. I was like, no.
He finally gave up.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
And he I know we didn't win a title with him, but he is one of the greatest Florida State quarterbacks. Like, I'm putting him up there with Wanke and Charlie Ward and Jameis Winston. He's on that list because he was so good. I mean, he was like a next chance you, like a last chance you quarterback. When he came from wherever he came from before. I forgot the name of the school, but he came to us, and he
That
just
sucks
grew as
too.
a player. Like, I could see him coming in the league and doing like, 60% passing, maybe 65, run for 1,000 yards and throw for like 3,000, and have a decent quarterback rating. Like, I'm not saying he'd have 100 quarterback rating, but somewhere around 85, 90.
I know. I'm trying to remember. We drafted that running back, and I can't remember his name for the life of me. But we drafted him, and he had a bad knee. He came to us with the bad knee, and he never got right. He never played for us.
He went to South Carolina.
Yes, I can't remember his name.
I have his rookie card autographed,
and I loved him. I was like, oh God, I want him to be good so bad
because he was just like Frank Gore.
I can't remember his name, but he had a bad knee when we drafted him, and he never got on the field. And it was like, oh, it was like one of those wasted draft picks where you're like,
His name's on the tip of my tongue.
Because it was him. It was the guy we took from the little tiny guy we took from Oregon, LaMichael James. I wanted LaMichael James. I wanted LaMichael James to be our third down back. I wanted him to be the new Dexter Carter. I want for you guys, if you guys know who he is. I don't know if Ryan, you're probably too young to know who Dexter Carter is, but he was the Niners in the '80s, like early '90s. Well, it was he's probably gone in the '80s. He was the Niners designated.
He's the same draft as Emmitt Smith. He's 1990.
Okay. Yeah, he was basically
because where did he go? He went to Florida State.
And what was great about him is he was little. He was little. He was like your classic. He was like in the '80s and '90s. He was your classic third down back. He was that little guy who would catch the ball out of the backfield. He could run too, but he was great out of the backfield catching the ball.
And he was an electrifying punt and kickoff returner.
Yes, he played it forever.
I don't know what I'd have to look up his final stats, but I want to say he had somewhere around, if you combine all his rushing yards and return yards and receiving yards and touchdowns, I want to say he had somewhere around 5,000 yards
like career yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a guy that was part-time.
Yeah, because I think we took him after they drafted Doug DeBose and he failed. I think they took Dexter Carter like the next couple years after that. I'm trying. My years kind of get mixed up that far back, but it was like I remember they drafted DeBose. He didn't play. He didn't make it. They drafted Dexter Carter, and then he was the third down back. Because I think he was the third down back when it was when Roger Craig was the back and Rathman was the fullback. Dexter Carter was the third down back.
Yeah, and then
I think that's how I remember it.
Yeah, because that was the rookie year. That his rookie year was the Roger Craig fumble. Yep. That allowed the Giants to come back and win that game that they should have never happened. That was our chance at one of our chances at one of our only chances at a three-peat.
Was that the game too where Jim Burt blasted Joe up the middle?
No, it was that was 86.
Okay,
it was either Carl Banks or Pepper Johnson.
That game, like I just remember Joe. They're taking Joe off the field, and he's got his hands on his face mask like this, and his eyes were like this big, and it was like, holy crap, dude! Oh
yeah.
Oh man, I just remember watching that on TV. It's like I could still see it. Like here I am, 30 something years later, and I can see that. Seeing Joe like that was like it was crazy.
Yeah, because I remember that was 86. Jim Burt was in 86. That was the NFC Championship game in the Meadowlands. I was 8 years old. I was horrified.
That was rough. I just remember Joe getting taken off the field in that game. It was like, oh.
Because they had to get the card out for him because he couldn't move.
He got knocked cold.
Yeah, Jim Burt broke his back.
I mean, they thought his career was done then.
Yeah.
Let me guess, the mosquitoes are out and you're getting you there, man, huh? Mosquitoes, are they getting you?
Nah. Nah, they ain't getting me. I'm getting them.
Oh, I put extra air conditioners in here today. Oh God, it was hot. It was humid here. I got the air conditioners on just to get the humidity out of the house.
Oh man.
Yeah, when it doesn't really get humid here in California, so it just
So
gets hot. It gets hot. It's like dry hot, like in Arizona.
yeah, but dry hot's cool, man. When it's 79, 80 degrees with 69% humidity. Oh,
Oh yeah, that's fine. But
oh.
when it gets 120, like like I said, when I've been in Arizona, ugh,
It sucks,
it's
man. You got to
still
drink water like crazy because you get
yeah
dehydrated, and all of a sudden you don't even realize what's going on, and you're like, "What the hell's wrong with me?" And you're like, "No, drink some water,
yeah
dude."
yeah.
Damn. Okay. I mean, I want to say something about. I'm waiting for him to respond back to me because something bad happened, and I want to say it on live, but I don't want to say it on live unless I get his approval. That's how I am. Anything happened to you guys during the show? You guys tell me something that something happened to you, or you're in a hospital or anything, or something in the life support. I definitely want your approval of me to say something on the show about it.
No,
You
I
know what I mean?
appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Dude, I've been like that since I started this whole thing over almost 5 years ago. So, um, some happened to Dion, but I'm waiting for him to his approval about what
All right.
happened.
Well,
So,
hopefully it's all
Okay.
right, man. Hey,
yeah,
Dion, we don't know what's going on. Hope it's all good.
yeah, no, I'm waiting for his approval. But if it happens after the show's over, but it's all good, I'll just send prayers and stuff on the chat. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's all good. Got me a little whiffer there after I saw that. Oh my god, here we go.
Hey, man, we're pulling for our boy Dion, and he's active duty as well. So you know what?
Yes, he said that too. He said that on there. So that got me chills. It did because I hate doing that. Because dude, I'm a huge war movie guy. I am. I'm huge on that. I love
Look,
war movies.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Gotcha,
yeah,
brother. I got you, man.
we were military family, man. So I totally lived that life.
I love watching war movies. I do. Even back in the heydays, back in the 50s and 60s. I love watching them. Okay, back to what I was trying to do
Let's
here.
talk Niners.
Well, I know for a fact that I was gonna start a new thing up, and I told you guys about it last night. If you have your own stuff to bring up, go right ahead. 49ers Trivia Friday. That's the first thing I thought about in my head. Say 49ers Trivia Friday. Sounds very good. So basically, I'm gonna bring out some questions, of course, from Google, because I ain't got no questions off the top of my head, because we all know the real easy ones, of course. But um, yeah, he said to me right now. He said them back to you. Said back to me. Sorry I couldn't make it. Love you guys. I hope everyone is safe. Duty calls. That's exactly what he said. So,
All right, man.
Dion,
Hopefully it's just something work related.
yeah, I know. Well, basically, he just says he's in a hospital right now, but he has some soldiers go down. So, by heat today. That's basically what it is. By heat.
So,
I don't know what's going on after that. So, I'm not going to
well,
go any further
Dion, I
than that.
hope you're well, man. I hope you're well.
So,
We're
I just
pulling for you.
I just hope he doesn't. I hope it's not further than that. So I'm gonna go with that, and that's it. He can just come back to me or come back on the show next week and talk about it if he wants to. So, I had some questions already made up already, or not made up, but brought up already. But I should wait for Matt. I know he's definitely part of this with us. So just so you guys know, I don't know if you know or not, but I hope you guys know. I had to look up myself, make sure. For the San Francisco 49ers training camp will once again be held at the SAP Performance Facility in Santa Clara, California. Of course, the one right next door to their stadium. So, rookies report to July 15th, and veterans report July 22nd. Just so you guys know. Okay? So, that's
Okay.
that. Now to the questions. Let me see if I can find my page I was on. Okay. The Ultimate San Francisco 49ers Trivia Quiz. I just want to do something simple, something easy. Some of us we just, making some content about it. I'll wait till Matt Man gets back because I knew he knows a lot of these. So I know Matt. I know you know too, Rich. Don't worry.
Oh no, you know it's funny because like you caught me tonight. I'm sitting here going, "What's that guy's name again?" We were talking about Braylon Edwards. I'm like, his name's on the tip of my tongue. I could see his face. I could see his hairdo, and I'm like, "Man, what's that dude's name?"
So
And I'm usually good at remembering all that obscure stuff.
some of these ones I didn't know really. To tell you the truth, because it's probably. I mean, of course, we all know when the 49ers were founded. If you're not,
Yep.
if you don't know that, you're not a 49ers fan. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know when they're founded. Now I'm not going to say nothing until we, because that's one of the.
I'll wait till Matt's back.
I know it's one of the questions on here. It's one of the questions on here.
It's funny because one of the 49er sweatshirts I have says since blah blah blah.
So I know the answer. I've been knowing the answer probably since, I don't know, maybe the catch or a little bit after that. So
Yeah, you know, because the team has a long history.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a storied history, you know, because you went from the times of, you know, you went through the the $1 million backfield era. Then you went where they were great. Then you get into the 70s and the team was terrible for a long time. I mean, most people don't realize that Steve Spurrier played quarterback for the 49ers.
Yep.
Most people don't realize that. You know, especially young fans. And well, it might be young fans might be going, "Who the hell Steve Spurrier?" But
well, Steve Spurrier used to be the coach for the Florida Gators. That's the reason why I know him so well. I know him so well.
Yes. So, but Spurrier in the 70s, right before Steve DeBerg, Spurrier was a quarterback for the 49ers. I think it was only for like 1 or 2 seasons.
That was one of the questions on here too.
Is it really? Oh, that's funny. Sorry. Here I'm just jumping back in the history because that was even pre me because like I lived in Greece. I lived in Greece until 1978. So we moved to North Bay.
You're
in 1970. Yeah, but I lived in my father was military. So so after he came back from Vietnam, we went to Greece for 5 years. And so from when I was 3 years old till I was 8, we lived in Greece. Moved back to North Bay, and we lived in Vallejo from basically 78 to like almost 84. So that was when the 49ers got good.
What year in Greece were you living in Greece? What year was that?
1973 to 1978.
Damn. Same year I was born. Damn, 78. Yeah, I was born in 78, people. I know. I'm old. I'm getting to 50. Oh, God.
50's great, man. I turned 55 this year, man. I'm AARP official. That's why I joke with all my friends.
What month?
February.
Oh, so you already turned. Okay.
You already turned, yep.
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Double nickel.
Double nickel. I mean, there are so many questions out there. It's not even funny. Even of course, I'll plug our me and my wife's show, MM in the Box. It's all about movies and music. It's all we talk about. We talk about trivia questions. We watch some stuff on there. But otherwise than that, we always talk about trivia too. There's a bunch of trivia out there you could go through and make a show about for at least an hour, you know, and then create your content for next week after, you know. I mean, it's all it's about is creating content and just to get likes and subscribes. But I mean, we get what you get, and that's it, you know. I mean, but we do it for fun. It's fun, you know.
Yeah, my son has a channel where he talks about movies.
That's cool. It's cool. What channel is that?
It's called the channel's called We're Talking Movies.
We're Talking Movies. Okay.
Yeah, it's my son. That's my son's channel.
Okay.
And he was a film student. He was a film student. Went to Keene State University, and that's you know he graduated college during COVID.
It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We're Talking Movies, and they've got at least 120 videos in there. I've done a couple guest spots with him. We break down movies we like and why we like them. Like we did recently, 90s action movies, and we picked like our top 5. And
does it have a black background? Black background, and it says We're Talking Movies on there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see it. Cool, man. Cool. I like that.
And like I said, he's a film student. He's done a lot of editing for various podcasts and stuff like that as well. And he's really talented when you see the work.
Which one's your son?
Cade.
Oh, Cade, your son. Trying to figure out which one it is because there's two guys on here. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah, it's Cade and Andrew.
Okay.
And they do a lot of fun stuff. They break down all the movies they like, and like I said, we've broken. Like I said, we did '90s actions movies last month. It was pretty fun. My son just interviewed a guy that just got a movie that is on Amazon Prime right now. Cade interviewed him, and they talked about what they liked. It was pretty fun.
Cool, man.
It was a good listen. I think the top movie was Goodfellas that he liked, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be one question I'm gonna ask you, but I'm gonna ask you when we go off air. That's all.
Okay.
I know it's really a little personal, so
Okay.
I don't want to get too personal.
All right, here we go, Matt. We're gonna start doing Niners trivia.
Okay.
All right, I'll ask that later on. Don't worry. Because I know me and my wife are gonna get that far too, and don't worry, I'll give you guys a plug for that. Don't worry about that. I will. Okay. Starting our quiz. Of course, we all know the first 5 of them. It's so easy. What are the official team colors of the San Francisco 49ers? Red and gold, blue and white, green and yellow, or black and silver?
Red and gold.
I can't believe I said
Hey,
that.
Ryan, you should be playing the theme song right now. Red and gold, red and gold.
I do have it. I do have it. I thought my music. Where's my music at? Yeah, I can't find my music. All right, right there. There we go. Ready? Here we go. Come on, play it. Oh my God. Are you serious? You gonna mess up with me? Are you serious? You gonna mess up with me now?
Of course.
Oh well. Next question.
Oh my God. Seriously. Whatever. You want to cheat me like that? Cheat me like that then. All right. Whatever. I'm trying to get it going, but in which season did the San Francisco 49ers win their first Super Bowl? 1981, 1979, 1984, or 1990?
1981.
81.
I knew you guys knew that one. Of course you guys did. I cannot believe my thing won't play. That's amazing. Wow. I know I have uploader too. Okay. Which Hall of Fame quarterback led the 49ers to multiple Super Bowl titles in 1980s? Brett Favre, Steve Young, Troy Aikman, or Joe Montana?
That would be
Joe
Joe
Montana.
Cool. Joe Cool.
Joe Cool Montana. Which wide receiver made the play famously known as the catch in 1981 NFL NFC Championship?
Dwight Clark, number
Dwight
87.
Hicks.
Jerry Rice, Dwight Clark, Vernon Davis, or T.O.?
Oh my gosh. T.O. probably wasn't even born yet.
Oh God. Ugh. Okay.
No, he was. He was born in 73.
Oh, okay.
What is the name of the 49ers mascot?
Sourdough Sam.
Yeah, I'll wait for you, Sam. I knew that. Which conference do the 49ers compete in? Big Ten, Pac-12, NFC, or AFC?
NFC.
I think you guys knew that. In which division do the 49ers play? NFC West, NFC North, NFC East, or
NFC West?
NFC West, I know. And everybody knows that. Okay, this is a good one, too. Who was the head coach of the 49ers during their first Super Bowl win?
Bill Walsh.
Okay. Bill Walsh it is. I know I ain't gonna change it. I'm sorry, Rich. I know you're gonna chime in and I hear your voice.
I just nodded because I'm like, that's like, if you don't know that, you shouldn't even be here.
Don't worry. There's one question. If you don't know it, you know there to be a 49ers fan. I'm sorry. Who holds the franchise record for most career passing touchdowns with the 49ers? Joe Garcia, Steve Young, Joe Montana, or Colin Kaepernick?
Joe Montana.
Rich? Joe Montana? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Wow, 273 touchdown passes during his time with the 49ers. Whew.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that was career. I thought you meant season, so that's what was throwing me off. Okay.
It's during his time with the 49ers.
During his time. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Steve Young ranks second with 232, following the recent quarterbacks. Yep. Who is the 49ers' all-time leading rusher in franchise history? Ranger Craig, Frank Gore, Ricky Waters, or Marshawn Lynch?
Frank Gore.
Marshawn Lynch wasn't even on a team, even our team.
Hey, did you see that this week? They did ESPN or Pro Football Focus did a best guys from the 2000s, and Frank Gore did not make the running backs. What the hell is wrong with this? What the hell's wrong with this list? The guy had 16,000 yards in the first 25 years, and he doesn't get on there for the running backs. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people at Pro Football Focus? You guys, come on.
Oh,
there we go.
I found it. I'm through. Okay, no, back to it. Okay, I'll go back. I'll just read that every time we answer.
That was a different one.
I know. That's the one. That's the one Jake gave me. The one that Jake gave me.
So you did see that, right? So they did Pro Football Focus did a thing and they picked all running backs and stuff. Frank Gore didn't make the list. The guy with the most rushing yards in the 2000s is not on the list. What the hell's wrong? It doesn't even make sense.
All-time leading rusher in franchise history. So, and what was your answers again? Frank Gore?
Frank Gore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Frank Gore. Frank the Tank. Frank Gore amassed 12,196 rushing yards in his 10-year seasons, with the 49ers making him the franchise all-time leading rusher. His durability, I can't say it with so many words. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not that special on big words. Helped him eclipse Stockton's legendary debut totals. Gore is ranked the third all-time NFL rushing yards. Yep. Okay, in what year did the 49ers move into Levi Stadium?
2014.
Rich?
No, I didn't know. I couldn't remember. If it was 2013 or 2014. So yeah.
Okay. 14. Okay. 14 it is. Yep. The 49ers opened Levi Stadium in Santa Clara for the 2014 NFL season, moving from
because that was Harbaugh's last year.
That's what I always like to do for Candlestick Park. I love Candlestick Park. I always have. I always will.
Oh man, I remember going. I remember going to the Stick when I was a kid.
Oh my God.
Never went for a 49ers game. It was always Giants games. That's the
one that Jake gave me. Red and gold. I'm going to play that prior entry question, guys, so it sounds good.
Yeah, don't play that one again. That one's whack.
Okay, I guess I get the other one. I know the regular one. I'll get the regular one out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I ain't got that one uploaded. I got that one uploaded. That's the only one I have. What jersey number did Joe Montana wear?
Number 16.
I know. I only have to ask that question. 16. Okay. Okay. Which coach succeeded Bill Walsh and won the Super Bowl with the 49ers?
George Seifert.
Yep. George Seifert took over after Bill Walsh's retirement and led the 49ers to dominate with the Super Bowl 24, is it? Yeah, 24. Yeah, 24. Seifert posted 2 Super Bowl titles in his first 2 seasons as head coach. He maintained team's high standard of success. George Seifert. Sorry about that, guys. He was stuttering.
Yeah, then he went to Carolina.
Carolina. What year was that when you went to Carolina? Remember what year that was or not?
I want to say 95, their first year. Like right after we beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl, he left.
Okay. Right. How many Super Bowls did the 49ers win during the 1980s?
4.
And we all agree with that one. The 49ers won 4 Super Bowls in the 1980s. Super Bowl 6. No, I'm sorry, 11. Sorry, my bad. 11. They use numerals. I'm trying to remember my numerals. And of course, 19. That's 19.
16, 19, 23, 24, and 29.
Thank you. I knew you probably know. I'm just going by the name numerals. I remember all numerals.
Yep.
I meant my numerals are like a little hesitant, but I try to remember them. Okay. I'm glad you probably know that because I know I probably didn't remember all the numbers, really. I should know. I'm a 49ers fan, but I'm going by numerals. Which 49ers wide receiver won Super Bowl 24 MVP honors?
Star 80.
Well, it says Terry Owens, Dwight Clark, Jerry Rice, or Kyle Shanahan.
Star 80, Jerry Rice.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure you know what I'm talking about. Star 80.
Flash 80.
Here we go. Who was selected by the 49ers second overall pick in 2005 NFL draft? So it says here. Who was selected by
they
the
had the number 1
49ers
pick. It was Alex
with the
Smith.
second
The
overall
number one
And-
pick was Alex.
And
I'll give you names. Hold on, I'll give you names. Don't get ahead of me now.
Okay.
Phil Rivers wasn't even on our team. Jason Campbell, Aaron Rodgers was never on our team, and Alex Smith.
Alex Smith.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Smitty.
I know. I'm not doing the hard ones. I know they're not hard. I know. And what year did the 49ers begin playing Candlestick Park?
1971.
Rich?
I don't know. It's something like that.
1971. So we had 1972, 1971, 1969, and 1965. So 71 you're going for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
71 you're right. Okay.
Because I know they were in the last season in Kezar was 70.
Okay.
Jay can't make it. He can't get his phone charged up, so he said he won't make it. So
Matt, while you were out, I was joking with Ryan about, people don't realize that Steve Spurrier was a 49ers quarterback for a little bit.
Oh, I do.
He was right before Steve DeBerg.
Yeah. Because you know what? I look for old 49er cards that I want, and I only want the Spurrier just because. It's a 49er card and it's a rookie card, and it's worth like $100 and something bucks.
Is it really?
Yep.
I'm shocked. Wow. Good for him.
I mean, the oldest 49er card I have one of the old an old center from the 60s. And I don't know if he was a Hall of Famer, but he was an All-Pro. I forgot what his name was, but I have it, and I also have that awesome stud Hall of Fame linebacker too. I have one of his cards. So you guys know who I'm talking about, right, Rich?
I'm not sure.
He was a middle linebacker for us. He was at the same time with Dick Butkus and all those other great middle linebackers from the late 60s and early 70s.
Yeah, and it would be one of those stupid things where you'd say the name and I go, oh yeah.
Yeah. I believe his name is Dave something. I just can't think of his last name right now. But I'm trying to slowly, like every once in a while, I will pick up, either in a trade or somebody gifts me one from X, from one of the older, like, I would love to get a Gene Washington, but I think his cards are kind of pricey.
Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume they would be.
Him and or a Bob St. Clair. Any of his cards, I don't care.
I would want like a Ricky Ellison or Lenville Elliott card, one of those crazy, like, good Niners, but nobody knows who the hell they are.
Yeah. At least not unless you're someone like us.
Yeah.
That we know. Like, Rick, and then after he left us, I believe he went to the Vikings. Ellison did.
Sorry, guys. I was going over some stuff here. Hold on.
Right. No problem. We're just
chopping it up.
Throwing it.
Yeah, we're just doing it.
All right. Okay. Well, the last answer from the Candlestick Park, the 49ers moved from Kezar Stadium to Candlestick Park for the 1971 season. Candlestick remained the team's home until 2013. The stadium's windy, chilly condition became part of its lure. Candlestick Park.
It was the mystique. It was the Candlestick
part of the
mystique.
Culture.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the culture.
Especially late in the season.
Just like when the Giants were getting ready to go to the playoffs, and one of the Giants hits one of those crazy high fly balls that just missed going out. The wind knocked it down, and the guy thought he had it, and then off the bottom of that wall.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Can't you see? And it's funny because I live in New England now. Candlestick was like the football version of like going to Fenway Park. Yeah, it's shitty, but it's our shitty place.
Hey, I never got to see a 49er. Like I saw a preseason game when I was 5, but
Yeah,
I don't really count that. I
I'd
never
only
got
been
to
there for
see him.
baseball games. I'd only been there for baseball games as a kid. Like
Me
our
too.
class trip. Our class trip every year we either went to Oakland Coliseum or you ended up going to you went to the Stick.
Yeah.
I think I
I can't
told you I
wait
still have
till
a bat day.
the night. I really hope the Giants can kick Boston's butt.
Look, man, if you guys haven't been, I'll tell you something. Fenway Park is a freaking wonderful place to watch a baseball game, even if you are not a baseball fan. I'm not a huge baseball fan. As an adult, I just never have. I'll watch playoff stuff, and I love
Yeah.
going to a game if I score some tickets. And a couple of years ago, I was for work. I was in Cincinnati, and I got to go watch a Reds game, and I got to watch Verlander when he was pitching for the Mets.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I'll tell you, that was like he put on a clinic as a Met in Cincinnati. I was sitting there, I was up in one of those luxury boxes. I basically sat in the front row of the little area that we had to sit and just watch
Yeah.
Verlander throw heat. Just watch Verlander throw heat. It was beautiful. It was one of the funnest times out at a baseball game, and I was by myself.
All right. Okay, guys. Here we go. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Just trying. And
That's okay.
You guys are chopping up. And you guys are chopping up.
I want to remind everybody, please like and subscribe.
I'll get to you. Sorry.
Please follow. And
Like, subscribe, share.
Yes, please share this out. Hopefully to all you 49er fans out there.
I've been trying to do it on Twitter. So that anybody follows me that sees the show. Anything we can do to try to up the views. Up the subs for Ryan.
No,
yeah, and
it's
I mean,
our show.
like,
so you're not average. All of ours.
Yep.
All of ours.
we all are important. We all have a lot of knowledge about this team because this is our team, and I know maybe we don't have everything perfect and polished, but that's because we're not, okay? Like we're all learning this stuff like as we go, I mean, I studied to be, a broadcaster in college. I didn't, but this is my practice for being a broadcaster, and I know I can do it. And I really do think that, if I got a chance to be the 49 broadcaster, I think I'd do a bang up job. I really do. Like, I think I could go. I think I could go there right now and mix it up with Tim and Greg Papa. I really do. That's not an ego thing. That's just a true thing.
I'd have a good time trying.
Like, when I've like I said, when I met 49er players, I met Brent Jones a few years back, and I talked to these guys easy breezy, so it's not a big deal. And for all the people that still haven't seen it, the only interview that we've been able to get, because it's really hard to get in touch with these guys. If you haven't seen the Randy Cross interview, you guys need to see it.
It's on there still, guys. Don't worry, it's on there.
Oh, it's so you laugh. So what was it? 2 weeks ago, I couldn't be on the show. The night before, I was on Twitter, and one of the 49er outfits put a thing of Garrison Hurst up, right? And so I'm like, my favorite running back ever that played for the 49ers is Garrison Hurst. And so a guy shared it, and all of a sudden Garrison Hurst hopped on my Twitter feed and goes, my favorite running back, he's like mine too. And he tweeted and shouted me out. It was pretty cool, man. Garrison
Yeah.
Garrison Hurst Garrison Hurst is a good follow on Twitter because he responds and he's active.
Well, hey, you know what? If if you can get anything from that, I know it's my job to get the interviews, but I'm telling you right now, man, if you can get in touch with him and see maybe if we can,
Shoot the breeze with him.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll reach out. I'll ask him.
I'd love like I've asked guys, but they just like I was I had Jesse Sapolo on the hook. It just he was like, we couldn't make it work. We couldn't make it work for his schedule.
Yeah, man. Oh, there's a good all-time Niner right there too. I think he played his whole career with the Niners, right?
He did.
13 or
He
14 years or
did.
whatever it was. Oh, Jesse was
He's
great,
one of
man.
the only he's one of the only 49ers with 4 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, I love Jesse.
There's
It's
only
funny.
there's only
I love
like
Steve.
there's
I
only
love
like
Steve
5 of
Wallace
them.
too. I always loved Steve Wallace with his double helmet. Always loved him.
And Guy McIntyre
Yeah, guy was a good pull. He pulled well.
and also that big boy from North Carolina, one of the best left tackles that we ever had, Harris Barton.
Yeah, man. Big H.
I I would say he'd be better. He'd be better now than McKivitz.
Um, it's
He
tough
was because he
because
was he was he was fast and he was strong.
he was strong, and it's weird because you always try to put those parallels on. You're like, what guys that played back then could still play now, just because of
Oh,
size, athletic ability. You
Randy,
know,
Randy would be an awesome center in this offense.
yeah, he would because the centers get left alone now. The centers get left alone now, so he would be. Although I've liked some of the centers we had. I loved when we had what was that guy's name we had during Steve? Jonathan Goodwin. He was a good center, big dude.
Yeah, he
But
was
I think
pretty
he
good.
played for the Saints before us.
Yeah,
Good. He was a big, good center, man.
the one guy we had before Brendel was pretty good too.
Oh, the guy from the Jets or the one before, or the one after him.
No, after it was not the Jets guy. It was the one at like right after, just before. Yeah, like right after that guy.
The guy from the Falcons. Was he from the Falcons? Did he play for the Falcons before? That's who that was, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he played for the Falcons. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, no,
Kyle
no,
liked
no,
him.
no, no, no.
Not the
I'm
one.
no
The one that came with Kyle.
no, because the one of the ones that we had um when Kyle came was that guy from the Jaguars who was god awful, Zane Beatles. Ugh.
He was terrible, man. He was terrible. Sorry, Ryan. I'm trying to keep the language clean, but I'm like that dude's terrible.
Yeah. You know who else is one of my
You're a
favorite
bad boy.
tackles
Dude,
that used to play for us? He came from Washington, Ray Brown, baby.
Ray Brown's a good dude, man. He's a big dude.
And then he left. Then he left because the Lions offered him like $10 million more dollars.
Well, can't blame the guy, especially back then. 10 million was way more than it is now.
Oh yeah. Um,
But look, as Niner fans, man, we've been so spoiled with the amount of good players that have come through this franchise. I mean, we were spoiled at quarterback for 20 years between Montana Young and I'm going to say Jeff Garcia because Jeff Garcia was awesome for us.
oh
I
yeah.
love I love Jeff
I don't.
Garcia, man.
I think the people that hated on him are just they're obtuse to football.
They don't have a clue, man.
If you think that he was the problem, I love To. I love me some To, but To was just a bad teammate.
TL called him out bad, did him dirty. TL did him dirty, but
And
Garcia was nasty, dude. He was so good for us. after Young. I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you were a 49ers fan when Steve Young got knocked out, you were basically like, what's that thing? What's that meme with Rob Schneider that's like, we suck now or whatever?
Yeah.
That was how
Waterboy.
I felt when Young
We
went out.
suck again.
Yeah, it was like no way. There's no way. And Garcia just came in, and that offense ran like Steve was still playing. I mean, I love Garcia. I used to love watching him because he was the only guy. He's the only quarterback I've ever seen that could jump and still throw the ball. Because he was short. He's only 6 foot tall, so he would
Yeah,
jump and throw the ball. He would jump and throw the ball because he couldn't see.
and he was averaging between his running and passing, he was averaging 4 touchdowns a game.
He is awesome, dude. That offense ran great through him. It was really because it was different. It was just different because it was just different than what Steve. Because Steve, by the time 92 to 95, those 3 years of Steve Young, you could argue were probably the three best seasons of quarterback almost ever. Because like if people wanted to compare Joe, you'd probably do what? 87, 88, 89 Joe versus 92, 93, 94 Steve Young. That would probably be the breakdown that you would try to compare the guys against. And you could argue, and I was on Grant Cohn's show and I played this game with Grant one time. I asked him, I said, if you asked your dad, Steve or Joe, he's going to pick Joe. He said, he goes, Steve was probably better, but my dad would pick Joe. And it was funny. It was a fun conversation, talking about that. I was like, look, because I'd want to know from Lowell Cohn because he was there. Not just somebody who read about it and talked about it. I want the guy that was standing in the locker room watching the guys every day. That's the
81, 82, and 83 underrated for Joe. Like
they
for
are.
real.
They
For real.
are
Because
because the team wasn't as good.
Well, 81 the first time they win. 82 we got bounced. 83
Strike shortened year though too. That's a strike year.
And 83 was the year that we should have went to the Super Bowl and beat the Raiders because they called some stupid retarded PI against Ronnie Lott on Art Monk.
Because I was gonna say that was the freaking Redskin year. That was the Joe Theismann Redskins year.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Like I still every time I see a Redskins fan, that I know, I'm just like I know you don't want to admit it, but you guys shouldn't have won that Super Bowl. You shouldn't have even been in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it.
No, I know the Raiders won that year. I know. Marcus Allen was crazy. I think I want to say he had, what do you have, 100 something, 150 yards and 3 touchdowns that game.
It was nuts. Most people don't know this too. Marcus Allen's brother was a really good quarterback in the CFL. His brother Mark. Oh God, what the heck is his name? Blah, 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 blah. I can't remember his name. I think it started with an R. But he was a really, really good quarterback in the CFL. No, Damon. I think his name was Damon. Damon Allen. He was a really good quarterback in the CFL.
Who was really good in the CFL, and then he played like another 15 years in the NFL?
Warren Moon. Warren Moon, yeah. Warren Moon probably threw the nicest spiral I ever seen a guy throw. That guy, when he was playing it for Houston in the run and shoot, oh my God, dude, that guy, oh, that was probably the one guy I wanted to watch play football when I wasn't watching the Niners play. Is just watch him chuck the ball around.
Yeah,
to Haywood Jeffries and what the heck was it? Haywood
Curtis
Jeffries,
Givens, Curtis Duncan.
Yeah, I mean those guys. Oh, Warren Moon, man, he threw the nicest football ever.
What's his name? The running back, Lorenzo
Neal. No, not Neal. No, that was I can see him. Oh,
Lorenzo White.
Lorenzo White. Yep.
The wheels
Dude was
are turning.
big.
and
Dude was
Frank
big.
Wycheck.
Yep. Yeah, it was a tight end. Yep. He was a good tight end for that time too. He was really good because you didn't really have a ton of good receiving tight ends back in those years.
Well, they had there was Brent Jones,
Yep.
there was Jay, there was Frank Wycheck,
Yep.
Mark Bavaro was at the end of his productive years.
Well, the end of his
Because
Giants career, yeah.
Mark Bavaro was only good for he
3 years.
He wasn't good for 8-10 years. He was only good for 5.
Yep.
And then he kept on getting hurt. Just like the dude that the guy that he used to play on the Giants, that his son is Lad McConkey. He was
Phil?
He was a horrible receiver for the Giants. He didn't. I don't. He was average.
He was a third down guy.
Yeah,
the only reason they liked him is because he was kind of like on the sidelines. He was like waving the towel and all that shit.
Yeah, because he
wasn't that great.
Yeah, I always, whenever I always want to say Don Beebe was way better than Phil McConkey. There's not even a comparison. I mean, you had those two guys ahead of you, and you still catching 50 passes every year.
Beebe, Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That offense was crazy.
That offense was crazy, and the fact that he got those balls, because you had frickin' Andre Reed out there, Thurman Thomas was catching the ball and running the ball.
Oh, and
those teams are good.
Big number 88, 6'7", 268-pound Pete Metzelaars. I mean,
that dude was huge. That dude was huge. And you know what? And it was funny because you know what? Gronk kind of reminded me of him.
But Gronk's way more athletic than Pete Metzelaars ever was.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I'll tell you flat out. Gronk's best tight ends ever played.
Gronk's 6'7", and he ran like he was a 200-pound instead of a 250-pounder.
Look, Gronk could block. Gronk could block and catch. He's probably the best tight end ever played a game. For me. Gronk's amazing.
I'd say it's either him or Tony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez wasn't going to block the way Gronk and Kittle do. That'd be the only knock on Gonzalez. That's why I would take Gronk. That's why I would take Gronk, is the blocking.
Yeah.
Gronk could block as good as a Hall of Fame lineman, and then go out there and catch the ball like a Hall of Fame receiver. Gronk was great.
Yep.
Ryan, you got any more questions?
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys. You guys are chopping up, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's all good, man. I'll let you guys talk. I don't care.
No, I know. I'm laughing because I was like, oh man, we didn't get any hard ones yet.
I know. Basically, if you're a Fortnite fan, a diehard Fortnite fan, you should know every one of them. So,
all right, guys, I'm gonna go.
All right, you gotta go. All right, man. No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
No problem. We'll come back to this next Friday. That's all.
Yeah.
Cool.
No problem.
All right,
Matt,
you guys have a great weekend.
You too.
Man.
All right, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good, man.
Everybody, thank you for watching.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
like
too.
And subscribe.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, share.
Join, please. Join.
Retweet. Whatever you got to do.
Whatever you got to do. No matter.
Retweet, quote.
Peace.
Say watch it.
Peace out, man. Later on, rich man, all right?
All right, man.
Next week,
Go
man.
faithful.
Go faithful, man. Later, bro. Later on. Okay. All right. Let me see here. All right. Like they were saying, please smash the like and hit the subscribe button. Please, it'll definitely help the channel out. All right. And of course, we'll get back to this new topic that we decided. I decided to do that. It's a thing that I wanted to do. That way, we just talk about the past and what's coming, what we have coming up. So 49ers Tribute Friday sounds real good. I like that. So, but basically, I want to say thank you to guys for showing up. Of course, Matt Man, and of course, Rich. You find them on social medias. All right. and I know Dion can make it. I'm not going further with that because I know it's a family thing for him. So if he wants to talk about it next week, he's more than welcome to. Okay. Um, but we'll chop it up with him if he wants to. But give definitely a shout out to Jake. All right. I know Jake can make it because his phone was acting up on him, so he couldn't make it. So shout out to Jake and of course Craig, C-Man. I know he's been busy with his family and everything, so I give him a link every time we do a show. He knows that. So, but I give a shout out to Craig, man. All right. So basically that's what we have, and like I said, I know the training camp won't be starting until next month, so we have a long time to that time. So we'll be doing more shows, no matter what. No matter what, guys, we'll be doing more shows. We'll pop on here and do some chatting around, talking to each other, and keep our content going for everybody, and of course, keep us active and going. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I want to thank everybody who's watching right now. So I want to thank you all very much for watching us. All right. So like I said, please smash the like and hit the subscribe and shout out. I know I keep on stuttering too much. Sorry. So, but this was the past, present, future, and of course, it was presented by the Red and Gold 24/7. And I thank you all very much for watching. So, like I always say, peace out, and of course, like I always say, if I get my thing right, keep the faith and never lose hope. Then, guys, peace out. Later. See you next time.
Red and gold, red and gold, red and gold, red and gold. Red and gold, red and gold.